Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So right here next to me I have a bag of potatoes that I planted way back in July, and I've been mentioning this project a couple times throughout my recent videos. So basically they were just from some grocery store potatoes that had sprouted. So there were really only two options: either throw them away or put them in the compost, or cut them up and plant them. So I thought, since there's already sprouts on them, let me just go and cut them up, throw them into a garden bag, and see what happens. So I do have a short video on my channel on how I did that process. It's super easy. I wanted to make this project like absolutely minimal effort and just kind of see what happens. It's one of those little experiments that I'm constantly doing out here in the garden. So after I threw them into the garden bag with some good dirt and everything, they actually grew really well all throughout the summer. I didn't have any real issues with them. I didn't have to do any extra maintenance. I didn't exert any extra effort. Just watered them regularly, as I did with all my other plants. I didn't even really fertilize them or anything. They were just put in really good soil with compost and everything. And they actually did really well, as you can see, over the whole summer. So, I planted them back in July, and these are russet potatoes just from the grocery store, and I read that they take maybe 3 months or so to fully mature and grow. So when the gardening season ended and we started getting freezing temperatures at night, technically I was supposed to go ahead and pull the potatoes and see what I got. But that was a really busy day. I didn't have time, and then it just kept getting put off. Other things came up. So what I did do though is I went ahead and moved this grow bag under an area where it was sheltered from any rain or moisture. And then over the last couple weeks, we've been getting some pretty good moisture in the weather, pretty good snowfall and whatnot. So, I'm kind of nervous to see what's in here. I'm worried that some things may be rotten. But, I did read or see somewhere that in some places they actually store their potatoes deep underneath the ground, even where it's freezing and whatnot. So honestly, I'm hoping this video is not a complete dud where I'm just pulling out rotten potatoes for you guys. Hopefully there's something salvageable in there. But without any further ado, let's get started. So as you guys can see, I planted these way in July. So it's been about almost 6 months now. So I'm just going to get that bag moved over here so that I can dump out some of that soil and see. Hopefully we'll get some potatoes out of there. Alright, looks like we got some potatoes, you guys. Let me show you guys what I have so far. So now I'm going to just sift through this a little bit more, dig a little bit deeper. I don't want to dump the whole soil out because one of the more annoying parts of digging up potatoes for me is all the soil that you have to deal with and sift out. So I'm going to just check this fabric bag just to see if there's any other potatoes in there. But if at a certain level there's not any more potatoes really, I'm going to stop. Okay guys, so I don't really see much else going on here. What I'm going to do is go ahead and set aside the potatoes that I found, sift through those, and then I'll dump out a little bit more of the soil to check and make sure. Here's a mushy one, sadly. That doesn't look good. Everything else though so far seems pretty solid. Not rotten. I'm actually kind of surprised. Alright y'all, so I'm going to keep repeating that process until I get through most of that soil. And if there's any additional potatoes, then I'll add them into the final shot. But even if this is all I got so far, I'm super happy. I actually wasn't expecting anything, and I was dreading finding lots of rotten, mushy potatoes. So I'm super happy as it is right now. Alright guys, so I went through most of that soil. Pretty good soil, by the way. But I didn't find much else. So this is the final harvest of potatoes. Now, is it a gigantic potato harvest? No. But keep in mind, I basically exerted zero effort in doing any of this, in helping these potatoes grow. I literally threw in a bunch of sprouted potatoes that I was going to throw away or compost anyway that I had from the grocery store, put them in some dirt, watered every now and then, let them grow through the summer, put them away for the winter, and they still survived. We literally had temperatures go down to like 12 or 13 degrees here, and that's what really started concerning me. And I was like, okay, it's time to go out and get those potatoes, whatever they are. If they're rotten, so be it. At least we have learned a lesson. But this is definitely going into my gardening journal, my gardening memories, because now I know that I can do this process. Like, it's so easy. You just get the potatoes from the grocery store, throw them in. I literally neglected them even though it was freezing at night, and they still survived. I have about altogether more or less 18 or 19 potatoes here, big and small mixed, and only one of them was mushy and rotten. I may have missed a couple of tiny potatoes in the dirt here and there, but no big deal. I'm super happy with this harvest. Literally all these potatoes came from a few chunks of things that I was going to throw away. So that is a super exciting harvest, super profitable in my opinion. And it just goes to show you that you don't have to be an expert gardener. You don't have to do all these fancy things to start growing your own food. It's so easy. And one of my main goals with this channel is to inspire you guys to grow your own food. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be fancy or complicated. Just keep it simple. And if you guys do what I did in that short video and just throw some potatoes in the dirt, you're gonna get something out of it. Another thing to note is this is why it's important to experiment in the garden, because when I was researching, it really felt like, oh shoot, now that I left the potatoes in the bag and it's been freezing and snowing for multiple nights, they're all a goner. Everything that I read online, all the research I did told me that I'm not gonna get anything out of this. Yeah, see, after I gave it a chance, I did my own experiment with it, and it turned out to be a learning experience and a profitable outcome. Thank you guys again for watching. If you like the video, please comment and let me know. Please leave a like. If you're new here, please subscribe. My subscribers, thank you for staying with me and following me on this channel as we grow. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and we'll see you on the next one.